Hey guys, this is David with a quick tutorial on how to encrypt your USB thumb drive. Now this is a fairly simple process that could be achieved with a few clicks. I'm going to walk you through this. So first you want to click on File Explorer, click on this PC. I already have a thumb drive stored in here. It's called the local disk drive D. It's about 4 gigs in file size, has some data on there. What I'm going to do is right click on the drive and click on Turn on BitLocker. BitLocker will initialize the drive and then ask me to secure it with a password. Now bear in mind that you want to use a password every time you encrypt the thumb drive. We don't have smart cards, so do not use the smart card option. So set a nice lengthy password, something you can remember, something that you want to give the client over the phone. Do not email passwords. They're not best practice. So for tutorial purposes, I'm going to create a quick, simple password. All right, I typed that really fast. Now, I hope I remember what it is, and it does match. So I'm going to click Next. Now, the next step here is that Windows and BitLocker will ask you to save a backup recovery key just in case you lost the password and you don't remember it, and you or somehow 6 months later the vendor decided, oh, I want to give you back your thumb drive, and you don't remember what that password is to use the thumb drive. So having a backup of the recovery key is very important to recovering that thumb drive. So I'm going to save this to a file, and in here I have a folder called BitLocker. So let me just go back. So it's my document, and I created a new folder called BitLocker Files, but I'm going to rename this to BitLocker Recovery Keys. Okay, so this is my BitLocker Recovery Key folder. I don't like the file name because they do come with a very lengthy file name, and it doesn't really correspond to the data that's on the thumb drive, or even the thumb drive for that matter. So I know I have a ton of foil information on this, so it's gonna call it foil 2021. And if you, whatever name you want to give it, feel free to do so that it corresponds to what you can remember versus the data and the thumb drive. So I'm going to save this recovery key. I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to encrypt the entire disk space. I don't want to encrypt partially of the disk space, so we're going to choose the first option. I'm going to click next, and then I'm going to encrypt with compatible mode. You always want to encrypt your drive with compatible mode because you don't know what operating system or computer system your other receiving end is going to be using. So always use compatible mode, leave that default, click next, and then start the encryption. Now once the encryption starts to take place, it will take a few minutes depending on the size of the drive and the data that's stored on the drive. So bear that in mind. This could take a while if you have a 32 gigabytes of thumb drive or 10 gigabyte. This is a 4 gigabytes. It's moving fairly well. Even with a 4 gigabyte, it could take some time. So I'm gonna pause this really quick, and then we're gonna jump back in on once it's completed. All right guys, so we're back, and the encryption on the D drive is now complete. So we can click close and access the thumb drive with all the files encrypted. As you can see now, there's a lock on the drive, and your drive is now secure. So to move some data onto this drive, what we will do is open your network drive for demonstration purposes. I'm only going to use this on my local computer. So I'm going to click on Control N to open up another path. Go to Documents, and let's say I want to move this file here. I'm going to right click on it, or I can copy and paste it, or I could just drag it over to the folder that I need it to go on to. So I'm just going to just select it and drag it over. let go of the mouse, and the document is going to move, and it's now secure on the encrypted thumb drive. And that's all it is. When you're ejecting the drive, you want to go down to the arrow at the bottom of your screen, right click on the USB icon, and click on eject drive. So the drive will have a name. Mine is called a UFD local disk, and I'm just gonna eject the drive. And I should get a notification saying it's safe to remove the drive. If the notification does not pop up, I can still remove the drive without any issues. So drive is removed. I have the drive in my hand, and I'm going to put the drive back in and try to access the drive as though I was either here or at another computer. So the drive is in, and immediately you see that the drive is not accessible. Access is denied. So some people will see this message and they will not be able to access the drive. So to access the drive the proper way with the password, you want to click on File Explorer, go to this PC, and you can see the drive here has a nice gold lock, securely locked, so no one can get to it. You double click on it, it'll come up with the password prompt, and if you remember your password, you will type it in. And I think, see, I don't remember my password. Let's try this again. Boom, I remembered my password, yay. So I'm able to now access the data on the drive and all its contents. Okay, so there you have it, folks. I hope this tutorial was helpful and you were able to follow the instructions. If you need any assistance at all, please feel free to give me send me an email or call me. Thank you and have a wonderful day.